The 2.5 Amigos, sponsored by
Blow Your Mind Sweet. It was so funny. We were sitting here talking. Albert didn't talk for like a good couple minutes. The next thing you know, he's finished with this complete ice cream sample that he got.
Oh, that night? Yeah, that day? Yeah. Very true.
They had a brownie explosion one, and that was so
mine was like an
so good.
Mine was like an orange sherbet, which I wasn't. That's not like my go-to, but it was still really good.
Delicious still.
Oh, yeah. So it was good. So, I mean,
So you can find them on Facebook. If you if you Facebook search Blow Sweets.
Yeah.
Again, hit them up on their Gmail account. blowyourmindsweets@gmail.com. Try their ice cream. It is delicious. So we've all done Hydrate before, correct?
Yes.
When we did Hydrate, it was a good experience.
Like
I think. Yeah.
Experience. It's like a revitalizing for after a workout, for after you have a hangover, which was Mark's case.
Well, I didn't, and that's the thing. Like with Hydrate, like I didn't have a hangover. Like
afterward,
we did Hydrate, and everything that went through, it just the next day I woke up as if I didn't drink at all the previous night before.
And they have different levels of of the Hydrate. It doesn't always have to be for
pre-workout, post-workout. It works.
Yep, definitely.
What did you feel, Scott, when we did it?
it was a good experience. It made me feel very able to work out the next day, and made me feel energized. Yeah, it was the whole. You could tell like it had.
It gave you a little.
The electrolytes is that boost. You know what I mean? It kind of gave you that energy to get through your.
It gave you a little
workout,
oomph, right? It gave you that
your bump the next day.
Yeah.
So it was really good.
Okay.
I liked it.
You definitely want to check out Arizona Hydrate.com, period, and go onto their website, right?
Yeah.
They also have an app for Android and Apple, so make sure you check that out. We buy houses fast.
What does that mean?
Cash Now Homes AZ.
Howard, explain that. What does that mean?
So basically, is if you're looking to sell and you don't want to deal with people coming into your house, realtor fees, all that stuff that comes along with selling your home, give us a call. Cash Now Homes. They'll buy your house cash, close on the date that you want. You don't have to make any repairs or anything. They buy it as is.
Nice.
Yep.
Very cool.
CashNowHomes.com, and we're on Facebook. We're everywhere.
No realtor fees, no tedious repairs that are needed.
Yep.
Fast closings,
Fast
right?
closing
Yes.
or closing on the day that you want.
So that's CashNowHomesAZ.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2.5 Amigos. God, these guys are loco. If you're looking for a responsible, mature podcast, this ain't it. If you're looking for a lot of drinking, random nonsense, stunts and shenanigans, and some of the hottest comedians in the world, you've hit the jackpot. It's the 2.5 Amigos with your hosts, Albert, Scott, and Mark.
Talking to the thingy right there? Yeah. That's you.
All right.
There you go.
Perfect.
The mic's
Donde
there.
está biblioteca?
Yes, Albert is not here. Our guest,
you're not
Ponce.
gonna
Tu quieres papa frita come to Big Mac.
Yes, thank you.
Those are our Spanish references.
We've been
Encino
yelled
Man.
at. Yeah, we've been yelled at for saying just hola. Or I haven't. Well, yeah,
Have
because
you?
So we've interchanged Albert with our guest today. If anybody, Joe Ponciano. There we go. Sorry.
No, that's good, man. Everyone butchers my name, bro.
Dude, I can't even.
I've heard it all from Pinocchio to Poncino.
Poncino.
Yeah, like people.
It's almost
like
like
to add shit
I
that's
can see
not in there.
Poncino. I can see Poncino.
It's almost like it's Italian, right?
You know what, man? I hear that all the time.
Really?
And
It does
Really?
sound
I have a
Italian.
joke about that, but like my grandpa's parents are from Guatemala, born there, so I'm pretty sure somewhere in the migration,
Somebody from the
somebody
from the
fucked
Sicilian
somebody.
land, something. And
And
have you ever done that? Have you ever done like the lineage thing for like the 23? Yeah, me neither.
23andMe.
I don't. My thing. Okay, conspiracy theorist
in me, which is coming more to light every fucking episode for me, is I kind of agree with the idea that I wouldn't want to do that because I don't want them to have my database of shit on record, because I don't know what they're fucking doing with all that shit.
But
like,
they
it's
already
weird.
have it.
No, I know, because you do your
They can
blood
pull from
test,
your
blood
doctor,
test,
yeah.
any of that. I mean, sure, yeah, they could plant my what'd you do?
Pull it away a little
back
bit.
it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could basically, but then now there's an echo.
All right,
But
bring it back a little
it
bit.
doesn't matter. It doesn't
Enough,
matter.
no.
But yeah,
Jesus.
I agree that it's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird. I wouldn't want to do it. Or I've never done it.
I just, so when people ask me why haven't I done it, I just don't really fucking care, man.
Yeah.
When people ask me what am I, like race wise, I always answer human.
Nice.
Because that's what
Good.
the fuck I really
true.
am, you
It's
know,
true.
and I really don't care the background, whatever. I care who you are, what
Yeah.
you were about,
As a person.
what you stand for,
Yep.
as to, you know, oh, I'm part whatever, German, or whatever part of the world makes people feel nice and warm inside. At the end of the day, it doesn't bring you more money. It doesn't fucking bring you nothing other than, hey, you just wasted your money and time with 23andMe and who knows what the fuck they're doing with your DNA.
That's what I mean.
But I don't even think about that. At this point, I'm like,
Yeah, you
I
don't
don't
even
even
care
care
to
to
even
even
go
find
that-
out.
yeah.
Like all I know and I love is that I'm fucking human.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
Dude,
and
you're
I'm
here
human.
to you're here to do your thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I am in my lane. I am, you know, an odd person. I don't dress like everybody else. I don't talk like everyone else. I think, you know, outside of the box mainly, and that's what I've learned recently. You know, that I'm in my journey. This is my journey, and this is my story. You know, so I get
Yeah.
to, like, we're a director of our own movie. You know, our lives are our movies. But the beauty of it is that you're the cast member director. You're the main actor. You're the main boss that gets to fire and hire, and you tell people what role they play in your movie and where you want to go, you know.
Yeah.
So a lot of people like to act that whole poor me type of mentality, that victim mentality, and at the end of the day, if you look at what they're doing, they're probably not doing a lot of stuff to push themselves forward, but because you get a lot of the pity, if you make a negative comment on Facebook, you get more likes and more comments and more shares than if you do
Oh,
a
note to
positive,
self.
you know,
No.
you know, I'm bettering myself, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's a lot easier to be negative and to be bitter and to play the victim than it is to take responsibility for your life, for your actions, what you do, what you think. You know, one thing that it just drives me nuts is people that act retarded because they're
it's
Italian.
It's 2019. We can't say the R word.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll throw the R word all day long. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know, if you're offended, fuck you. This is not the show for you. Skip to the next one because you're not gonna like this. It's not gonna get any better, man. I'm not. You know, I'm not here to tickle no one's ears. I have a message on my own.
Tickle the brain?
You know?
Yeah.
And the message is straight up.
Yeah.
You know, the message is embrace who you are. You know, be the black sheep.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that was a good segue. You talked about, you know, you wearing things differently and all that, you know, wearing different types of clothing or whatever, right?
Yes.
Now, you obviously just talked about your black sheep mentality, right?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about your clothing line that you're starting, that you're working on.
So I'm in the works of putting together a clothing line, mainly shirts and stickers for right now, coffee mugs, and basically push out the message of being the black sheep, of embracing the fact that and loving the fact that you're not like everybody else. You're not fucking supposed to be like everybody else. You're fucking, you know how fucking boring the world would be? But we try so hard because we've been programmed to fucking fit in this fucking image. We try so hard to fit into this, right? Like, so I remember my son, he was going through some teenage phase, and he got into the goth phase, right, and
Nice.
whatnot. And he would say a lot of this stuff like, "Oh, I'm different," and I'm like, "Look, dude, all you did is you put yourself in another group of people that dress and act this certain way. Like it's you're different from this group, but now you're identical to this fucking group. So are you really fucking different?"
True.
And the answer is no. The answer is, you know what? Be who the fuck you want to be. You're meant to be. You know, what makes you happy probably doesn't make you happy. What makes me happy probably doesn't make either. It probably does. Like, we don't know, right? Until we find out. But if I hit that from you guys, then you guys will never know who the fuck I really am.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel a lot of people live their life that way. You know, most of us
Trying to fit in that box when you should just be you.
And not only that, but we trick ourselves. We mentally trick ourselves, man. Like, so you asked me what I do for a living, and my answer was anything fucking possible to get a regular job.
Nice.
Like, I cannot have no one tell me when I have to show up, how I have to dress, how I have to act, what I can and cannot say. It's like, fuck you, kiss my fucking ass. And on top of that, not only do they do that, but they make you believe that it's a privilege for you to come work for me.
Right? No, most of the big ones do.
That's true.
And you can hear people's programming when
At
they
least
talk
you have a
about it.
job now. At least you have a job, especially when the big layoffs happen. They're always like, well, at least you're still here.
You're safe. You're safe. It's true.
You know, so I grew up very negative. Like, my mindset was very negative. And I had to have some fucked up shit happen to where it was basically tilting the soil of my heart and my brain.
Okay.
Around this time, long story short, it was a drug deal that went bad, and
nice.
it put my family in danger. So I had to send my kids out. I had to tell my brother,
because it was crazy.
"Hey, you guys can't stay here. There's some people talking crazy. I don't know what's gonna happen." There was a lot of paranoid nights, and I don't know if anyone's ever been through where you believe this is it. Like, you're like, okay, this is it. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I got my guns, they got theirs.
See what happens.
Holy shit.
And
that's pretty cool.
And
That's real.
So I mean,
It's fucking real.
It sounds cool and all, but
Well, it does, but scary at the time going through it. It's like
Until you're in there.
I don't get cool from that at all. That just is super
the
fucking
idea.
real.
I mean, saying it now, it's the idea of it's cool, right? Just if you watch this shit on movies, right?
Yeah.
That's cool, right? Living through it is not cool.
So my point was that that had to take place because I was in such a negative mind. I'm always been hard-headed. I've always been a knucklehead. If you tell me no, that I'm going to fucking find a way to do that shit, right?
Yeah.
If you give it that forbidden fruit aspect, ooh, I want that motherfucker. So I
can see that with you, Ponciano.
Oh, no, and I'm open about that. Like, I love... Because I hid it for so long. I grew up just like everybody else, trying to fit into this, trying to discover who I am, trying to this and that, trying to say, I always said the wrong things. I always offended someone. And so, like, at the end, it just got to the point where I'm like, dude, fuck
Just
this
embrace
shit,
it.
right?
Just embrace it. Fuck it.
One, I love Frank Sinatra.
Me too.
I did it my way. Like, that song, I could listen it on repeat.
I could listen to Frank Sinatra all day, every day.
But just the words of it, man, and that's something that I've lived by, where I'm doing it my way, like, and
that's cool.
It's bit me in the ass a lot of fucking times, but it's also fucking skyrocketed me to a different level in a lot of ways also.
I think if you live like the way you want to live, or however it's going to be, whether it be, subject to where people don't think it is right? As long as every day you're going to wake up happy, right? Doing what you, in a sense, want to do, right? Or doing what you're driving toward what you want to do. I think you're going to have a better overall life experience, right?
I agree with you, but here's the thing. most people don't know what the fuck they want.
That's
Most people
true.
don't
That's
know
true, too.
what makes them happy.
That's true.
If you ask someone, where do you see yourself in 5 years? 95%, I'll go even further up. 98% of people, I don't know. And that's a scary
true.
answer.
That is
That
true.
is a common answer, though. You know, most people say, oh, yeah, I'm happy at my job. Bitch, please, dude. You're telling me that if you could wake up all day, every day in your PJs, you wouldn't. You prefer to get up, get dressed, and go have someone tell you what the fuck to do for 8 to 10 hours.
No, I think everybody
Yeah.
has that like awakening moment of they don't want to work for anybody else anymore. Like they want to work for themselves versus bettering someone else. It just,
why am I gonna grow your?
Yeah, where's their timeline when it comes to that? You know, a lot of people have it sooner than others. It seems like you have your mindset now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're already
I
on the
do.
path.
I believe, and so through the drug deal that went wrong,
Yeah.
I got introduced to personal development.
Yeah.
And it's a free class that I post about it all the time. I go to every Tuesday morning. Shout out to 2% Club with Jeff Fagan. And this is very emotional for me, right? Because I was battered, man. I was broken. I felt like fucking the biggest loser, you know? Like, as a man, you're supposed to protect your kids. You're supposed to lift them up, not put them in fucking danger, you know? Have people have threats on their life because of some stupid shit you did.
Right.
And I was just like, fuck, like I feel like the biggest fuck up, right? Luckily, my brother's the person that he is. And when I told him, look, dude, you can't stay here because it's not safe, obviously he wasn't too happy. And he was just like, you know what, take this time and fucking pull your head out your ass, figure out what the fuck you want to do, whatever. And he's been inviting me to this class for years.
Okay.
He used to sleep in my couch. And then he used to use my truck. And he used to go, because I used to live by Air Force Base, and he used to go by the Scottsdale Mayo Clinic every Tuesday morning, fucking faithfully, man, through traffic, through everything, no excuses. And so he will always invite me, and I'm like, nah. Well, this happened. He's like, look, I suggest you come to this class with me. I'm like, I'm not doing anything better. Why not? Right?
Okay.
So then in this class, they bring out, you know, I go into this classroom and it's nothing but entrepreneurs, business owners, well-dressed people. You know, when I'm wearing baggy ass Dickies, big old clothes, bald head, you know.
Right.
And I sit at the back, and I remember them asking me, kind of pointing me out, and they were like, what would you like to do? I'm like, well, you know, I like to grow weed. You know, I wish I could do that legally and not get in trouble for it. And, you know, I noticed some people look at me like, But the main dude, Jeff Fagan, like, he looked at me like, great, man. You know, how do you think we get started? How do you think you get started on that? Like, and I'm just like, well, I mean, that's just a fucking idea, dude. Like, I didn't think it out.
Yeah.
But then...
You weren't expecting the positivity to come.
Yeah.
But I like the energy though. You know, even though I felt way out of place, I'm like, this feels like a good place.
Yeah.
And I believe that if I was not introduced to it by my brother, like I would have never.
Yeah. So if it was some random person that came up to you, hey, check this out, I'd be like, nah.
Dude, if you get a Jewish dude coming up to you and say, hey, bro, check this out. I have some classes every Tuesday. They'll teach you how to get rich. Like, you're right there. You shut it off.
Yeah, no,
like,
man.
Yeah, what's
how
the
much?
catch?
Or how much do I have to put in?
What's the name of your MLM, sir?
Yeah. How much do I have to put in?
Yeah, and it wasn't like that. So he studies this book called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. And if you guys haven't read it, I highly recommend it. Don't let the name intimidate you. Most people like to focus on the name, and they do like most other retarded people do. Oh, millionaire book, huh? Are you a millionaire now?
Yeah.
It's like, that's like going up to a baby that's barely walking and saying, oh, can you run now? I see you're trying to walk. It's like, dude, it's a fucking process. Just like anything else.
Yes.
Anything else that you
Yes.
want to be good at. You know, it's a process. You build up to it. And it's like so we go through one wealth file a week. We study that book twice a year. Once we finish it, we go all the way to the beginning and start all over and all that. It has 16 wealth files. Basically, a wealth file, it teaches rich people think, believe, act this way. Poor people think, believe, act that way. And it makes a lot of comparisons. One of them was that I think is wealth file 4 or 5. One of those. It says rich people focus on opportunities. Poor people focus on obstacles. And I heard a comment here while I was listening to the show. I forget who said it. They said made a comment about the richer get richer and the poor get poorer.
Okay.
And there is some truth to that.
Yeah.
You know, because birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
If you hang out with nothing but broke ass motherfuckers, guess what can they teach you to do and be?
Yeah.
Another broke ass motherfucker.
Well, that's why rich people don't really hang out with poor people, because then the rich person, for the most part, has to pay anytime you hang out with
and
poor
you know
people.
what? That's not even it.
I mean, it's kind of the same kind of thing as far as hanging out with
the conversations,
the ways of life. You know what I mean?
So I'm from the poor. I grew up in the poor. I grew up in the ghetto. I embraced the ghetto. I used to love it. I used to, you know, just everything about it. I used to try to act as ghetto fabulous. I fucking can't. I used to go around and act like a total buffoon and say, us two are from LA. That's how we do it, blah, blah, blah. But that's fucking bullshit. That was just my excuse to act like a fucking buffoon.
Yeah, you got to be better than that.
And I realized it. You know, now I realize that the only difference
you have the power.
That's exactly.
Yeah, you have the power to make yourself better.
The only difference between a successful person and an unsuccessful person is what's in between their ears.
Yeah.
And who they hang out with.
Yes.
Yep.
Because who you hang out with influences you a lot, whether you realize it or not.
Yeah.
If you're hanging out, you keep someone around that's always complaining, everything's always hard, they're always having a problem, everyone's always doing them wrong, blah, 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 blah. Guess what? Sooner or later, they're going to put the blame on your ass.
Yep.
You know, if you hang out with people that that solve problems, that just find solutions to whatever arises and whatever comes to them, guess what? That's the same way you're going to be thinking. Like, oh, this shit happened. Oh, man, what would this guy do? You know what? I have his number. Let me call him. And then you guys start talking, and boom, before you know it, like,
Problem solved.
I had 2 days ago, man, I had this project, and I committed to this guy, and he gave me a price, and I said, yes, I'll get it done for you. No problem. I went to somewhat like a Home Depot and picked up 2 guys. Well,
helpers.
I fucked up. Yeah,
helpers. Yeah.
I fucked up because I picked up helpers that spoke English.
Oh,
You know,
damn it.
These motherfuckers are pulling out their phone, and I'm like, bro, I'm paying you to fucking knock these walls down. And, you know, we got tile to break. Like, that's what I'm paying you for. And you know, long story short, it didn't work out with them, you know. And I paid them when I owed them. I dropped them off. And then, well, actually, no. They were trying to fight me, so I let them walk. I'm an asshole. I'm a fucking asshole like that. I'm like, you know what, dude, nah, get the fuck out of my truck, dude. Nice. And then they try to be all nice, and I'm like, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. Now you want to be nice. And so they, like, it threw me off, man. And right now I'm doing a 30-day no alcohol fast.
Okay.
And I think if I was still drinking, I would have probably just called it a day, got drunk, and replanned, you know, my game plan, whatever. But I that day, since I wasn't drinking, I'm like, fuck, I'm in a shithole here, man, because I have this deadline. These guys just made me lose a whole half a day, and that deadline is pretty short. I don't know what else to do. I threw a Hail Mary. Like I went to Home Depot.
Got
and
two more dudes?
No, fuck no. Man, these Home Depot motherfuckers are bougie as fuck, man. they're like $10 an hour. Shit. I wouldn't do that I'll do that for 20, not 10. I'm like, motherfucker, if you have papers, I'll pay you $20.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but I was like, all right, man, cool.
It's a negotiation for them?
Yeah,
wow.
they I mean,
You gotta
I
go
guess
to,
wages
gotta
are
go
going
to,
up for them too.
Maybe because they know that the wages, the minimum wage is 10.
You gotta stop going to Home Depot. You gotta go to Circle K now.
Circle K. Yeah,
Circle K is the place. There's a place downtown Chandler. It's Circle K.
Circle K they hang out.
No, they're all over. And I went to a Circle K like place to pick them up, and I've had luck there before. Just this time, you know, I was desperate. I picked them up, but you know, my point is that it created a problem.
Yeah.
And I could have sat there, licked my wounds and whatnot, but I decided, you know what? Because one of them, when they were like, oh, fuck you, what's up, this and that, and I'm like, whatever, dude. You guys wasted enough of my time, I already paid you your money. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
I'm walking to my car, and one of them was like, yeah, you'll never find no one. You won't find no one to work for you, whatever, right? So after I went back to Home Depot, and I'm hearing no, and I'm even paying them more, and they're like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm like, what the fuck? And all I hear was this motherfucker yelling, oh, you'll never find no one. No one's gonna go help you. You're not gonna get no work, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it was getting me mad, right? It was infuriating me. And I'm like, man, dude, I could go home, call it a day, and this motherfucking little bitch is gonna win. Or I could pull my pants up, tie them up, and find a fucking solution.
Yeah.
So I went to Ranch Market, nothing.
Nice.
I parked. I'm like, this is my Hail Mary. I went on Facebook. Hey, I need workers ASAP. Who's not doing shit and wants to work? My good friend Amy, God bless her, man. She showed up, and I found another worker, and boom, we're getting it done, And it's going to get done.
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
I could have, and before I probably would have, given up and been like, and I would have made up excuses and a half, man. They would have justified why I didn't, completed this or why not. But I'm like, you know what? No, I gave this guy my word that this is gonna be done this day.
Nice.
I need to do this, and then I'm definitely not gonna let these little fucking punks win.
Yeah.
And that was my mentality where I'm like, okay, let's fucking do this shit.
That's great. I'm more shocked at the fact that the uppity workers at the Home Depot. That's crazy to me.
I've never heard that.
I've never heard that, but
yeah.
it's been a while since I've told them this story. I've picked up a couple of helpers at the Home Depot, and they shoveled rock for me one time, a long time ago. And I gave them ice cream from the ice cream. Back then, the minimum wage was shit. Like, so the $10 an hour I paid them was big. Oh, you heard that? Yeah. So that's basically, I've done that before. So the ice cream man, I gave them ice cream.
Well, I don't tip or pay for that, but I do feed them.
Yeah.
Give them water and all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
At minimum, ice cream.
Ice cream. But it was in the summer, and the ice cream man was coming around, and I gave him ice cream too. So that was their bonus.
No, I mean,
on top of their.
You know what? The key is to find them when they fresh get off the boat.
Yeah,
or the boat.
First got over. Yeah.
They took the ladder.
Yeah.
They got the ladder from. Let's get into some of our topics.
Yeah.
And can you get the video working?
Try. All right.
So the first one is a UFC. A new video is surfacing of the Conor and Khabib fight.
Yeah.
So during this fight,
touch a little bit about that as far as like. So the first fight, obviously, we know that Conor and Khabib was. Sorry, I'm doing two things at once. Basically, we know what happened, right? At the end, basically, they got into the big fight, and someone from Khabib's camp hit Conor, and everything was all crazy.
Super escalated.
And Khabib went back home and was like suspended or something, right, from the UFC.
Yeah, because he had jumped into the crowd.
Yeah, and it was crazy. So we'll put on the video as far as what we have, and for the.
Make sure the volume's up too, so we can hear it. No, just kidding. Just kidding. TV doesn't work.
Is it not working?
I don't know. Oh, there's the volume.
Yeah.
Sorry. Way to go, dude.
Yo,
you had it right.
No, that was the other one, though.
Nothing.
Should be. Hello? I don't know. Yeah.
Sorry,
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, there we go. Now it's turned on. You should have turned it on before.
Well, it was on, and then it shut off while we had the other video that we have going on.
Stop having all your devices sleep.
It's not my
there
fault,
it is.
man.
All right, here it is. All right, so as we're watching this, right?
So we'll put that on.
Put it to the baby.
Huh?
No, you haven't.
Yeah, it's on. So in the background, here's the UFC fight.
We're talking. Let's talk now, he says. Let's talk. So they're like going at it, right? Khabib is above him, just like, come on, let's talk. What are we talking about?
Are they really saying that? I can't hear that.
Yeah, no, you hear him? He was like, it's only business. Did you hear him? He was like, hey, let's talk. This video is now surfacing, right? So Conor is the instigator in the whole drama that ensued this whole thing.
Well, of course. That's why
but
he came out with a vengeance.
And yeah, as soon as he's getting his ass beat, he starts to back down.
Yeah, of course. He's being
hey, it's only business. Don't you think it's appropriate maybe to like be like, hey, let my camp reach out to your camp. If you're gonna pull some WWE bullshit, reach out to the other camp.
So you're not gonna get your ass kicked as bad like this?
Because honestly, had there not been any refs in this, I think Khabib would have killed him, like killed. You know what I'm saying? Like
all the shit talk that happened beforehand, for sure. I mean, all the shit talking about his wife and everything. Was that what's happened, right? Like Conor was talking shit about his wife.
Well, yeah, I mean, they have to sell tickets.
Well, I know that's his main thing. Conor's main thing is
that they get no asses in the seats, they get no money. Like, they have to. I mean, that's why Conor's one of the biggest paid people there. Whether he's the best fighter or not, that's debatable.
Big show talker. He puts on a show.
Yeah, he gets the asses in the seats because he talks a lot of shit.
Yeah,
and I mean, he's working.
Yeah.
Like I hate when people try to categorize athletes like they're not fucking human. It's like, yeah, they're human. They're putting on a show. It's like, let's say a comedian makes a race joke and it doesn't go too good and people call him racist, and it's like, he's not racist. That's just his act, like he's just trying to work on a joke. And same thing with fighters, with baseball, football players. Like, hey, they're you know what? I actually like that shit. Like, I want sports to approve steroids,
make a show of it and things like that.
No, to like, if players want to shoot up, let them shoot up.
Then, I mean, if you bring it into the NFL, then you have the NFL blitz. If players are doing that, like people,
the video game is that your reference?
Yeah, I mean
NFL blitz.
If they're all doing steroids, yes, then at that point they need to like do power slams and other shit because it's just gonna get chaotic. Everybody's gonna have their adrenaline through the roof. Dudes are gonna have heart attacks on the fucking field because they're too pumped up.
Literally,
like I don't necessarily agree with where you're going with that, but I think.
Oh no, I told you from the get-go, man. I have a totally different point of view on a lot of topics.
That's true.
Yeah, like this is one of them where you know what? Hey, let them be whoever they want to be. I really don't give a fuck what they do outside of the field or outside of the ring or whatnot, because I watch them because of what they do on the field, not because of how you are outside of the field.
Like all their stance on shit.
I turn on the TV. I sit down to watch football, for what they're doing on the field, not for what they live outside of the field, dude. Whatever they do, they want to do drugs, they want to beat their girl, they want to do whatever, man. They want to sit down. They, man, do whatever, dude. Just show up in the field. That's why I
agree with all of that, for the exception of the PED thing. Like, I think that's a little going beyond. It's stretching.
Well, I agree with what you're saying as far as I'm here to watch what you do on the field.
All the TMZ shit doesn't fucking matter. Just show up on Sunday.
Yeah, and if you do your shit legally or not legally, and if you get caught, then that should be legally.
I mean,
I don't care. I don't care about the
let's
NFL aspect.
Let's be honest. They're doing steroids anyways. They're just not
doing
doing the ones that are illegal and banned, or
Yeah,
at least they're doing secretly.
Or they're doing it. They're doing it
something
smart.
to enhance their performance.
They're skating the system enough.
It's
They're
rare
trying,
that you find an NFL player that's like all natural. Maybe like Bo Jackson or something like that, right?
But the thing is that because the regulations are there, like they're trying to skate the system enough. So it's not always. It's if the thing was a free for all and they just let them do PEDs all the time, then you would see super dudes fucking jacked up. You basically would see Mr. Universe in every single player.
It's true.
Then probably baseball will have bigger attendance.
That's true, and it is dwindling for them. Poor baseball.
It is, man. It's sad. I grew up loving baseball, and I tune every
Who's
now
your team?
and then.
Dodgers,
yeah.
Not
LA
to stereotype.
Dodgers. So I grew up
But
in
you're
LA,
from,
man.
yeah. That's kind of why I kind of figured you were a Dodgers fan.
Yeah, Dodgers fan, man. I have a interesting story.
Ooh, tell us about it. What happened?
I was born in Guatemala, Central America.
Okay.
And when I was 7 months old, at that time, my dad had already migrated to LA, and my mom was in Guatemala, so he had enough money to send for me and my brother, and my mom to get migrated back over here.
Very cool.
And then we went to LA, and that's where we grew up in basically in East LA, Southgate area. We grew up till I was 12. Then we moved here to West Phoenix, and went back and forth from there in LA, and had my kids here and just stayed here. But I've been here ever since 1995.
Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely, man.
That is
But
crazy.
I do love all the LA teams, man. The Lakers, the Raiders. Well, they were LA Raiders at that time.
Yeah, I saw your tattoo.
Oh, my Raiders tattoo on my forearm.
Yes, I saw that.
What do you think that they might actually be playing in Glendale this next year? What do you think about that?
Excited?
I think they're just rumors, bro. At the end of the day, I don't really get into all that hype and like what are they gonna do or maybes and shit. Like the mock draft, even the drafts, I really don't care.
No?
But the mock, like, that is fucking retarded. You're guessing on something that hasn't happened that don't even fucking matter, because most people that get drafted high in the draft, that people make the big noise, they don't go nowhere in the fucking NFL.
It's true.
Once the real season starts, most of them don't make it. Like it's easy to look like you're a superstar when you're not playing the best of the best. When you only play the best of the best, let's say if you're a quarterback, right? You only play the best of the best backs twice a year. So you look good the rest of the season. But those two games, now those two, that D-backs, now you're seeing that team a lot more in the NFL because a lot of that team got drafted into the NFL. Now you're seeing them more in a consistent weekly basis. And so, to me, the draft and all that, the mock drafts, I'm like, I don't care, dude. I mean, supposedly they were supposed to play here, but they already signed in Oakland for one more year.
Well, no, but the stadium's condemned in Oakland, so they can't play.
From what I heard,
it's probably been condemned for a long time, I would imagine. So, what's one more year, maybe?
Yeah,
put a Band-Aid on it. Fix the pipes and call it a day.
They turned the lights on.
Yeah. As long as the lights
once Al David passed away, they turned the lights on.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
The big old torch.
Yeah. Just play under that. Very cool.
So the next topic that we had ready to go was Grumpy Cat.
You're not really.
Yeah, you're not really an internet guy, but Grumpy Cat is actually local to Arizona.
Yeah,
which is surprising. I never knew that.
But what is that, though?
So Grumpy Cat's it was a big internet thing.
Show a picture of Grumpy Cat?
Yeah. So Grumpy Cat, let me find it. So Grumpy Cat is he's a big cat that he always looked fucking grumpy. Like he's basically like Garfield in a sense.
I'm not a cat person. So
me neither.
I don't just scroll through that.
Yeah, I wouldn't care.
Well, what made Grumpy Cat famous was obviously his look, but he also
always looked mad.
Are you a fan of memes?
Oh yeah, all the time. Those are the funniest shit, man.
So that's probably, you might have seen some of him looking.
So just to go over a few, So here's Grumpy Cat with a few of his memes. Little bird told me it was your birthday. I hate him. So many reasons to be grumpy, so little time. It's just because the cat looks grumpy, right? So it's a lot of like unpleasant, a lot of memes that people can relate with.
He kind of looks like Batman a little bit.
What? Oh,
like just kind of like the
definitely this meme. He looks like Batman.
Like this, his eyes. You know what I mean? Like he looks like Batman in a way, right? Like he almost looks like he's ready to like.
I don't know. He looks more like a fucking raccoon to me than Batman.
I can see that too. He does look like a Batman or a raccoon for
Reference
sure.
to local trash.
Yeah, I know. Bring that back. But yeah, so apparently he died.
Passed away. Poor cat.
Passed away.
So
it was actually
that's fucking news.
It was news.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently it was big internet wise. But
so I have a conspiracy I would like to start.
Go ahead.
The owners of Grumpy Cat
killed him for the insurance?
Yes, for insurance.
It's always insurance with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they took a life insurance policy out on him.
Can you?
At least a couple million.
Another
okay, first off,
another Ramsey case.
Yeah. First off, what insurance company would back? I mean, I'm sure because he's.
Dude, they have insurance companies on fucking Facebook promoting right now that they give insurance for 30 minutes, an hour, just insurance.
So you
on
can insure. You can
shit.
insure anything. Is that what you're getting at? Basically?
Essentially, yes.
All right, so that goes that argument. But basically, it seems crazy to me to insure a cat. But if he's as famous or possibly as famous as Grumpy Cat, I guess
there's no reason.
People insure there's
anything.
stuff like Bruce Buffer from the UFC. He has insurance for his throat. And there's people that have like famous hair. They have insurance for their hair.
Which is smart because if you can't perform, you could still get paid. Almost like Affleck almost.
Ooh, I wonder if Ric Flair like has insurance for his fucking call.
Woo?
Yeah.
Woo? Yeah. Is Ric Flair dead?
No, he's not dead.
Is he alive?
He actually just did like a WWE event.
Oh, did he?
Like the Royal Rumble or some shit. Like he's still
been
going
old
at it.
forever. He's been old forever.
Not a fan of wrestling at all? No.
Nah,
I'm
stopped
not
watching wrestling when
the Hulk.
Once I learned how to potty, I was potty trained. I stopped watching wrestling. I stopped in my teens, but yeah, it just doesn't grab my attention no more.
No, last time I watched was like Hulk and Ultimate Warrior and Sting. Yeah, that's back when I watched. Other than that,
that was Ric Flair's day too.
Yeah.
I used to love Stone Cold, man.
Yeah.
See, I didn't watch any of that one. I didn't watch any of Stone Cold.
Stone Cold was my guy.
I didn't watch any Rock. I didn't watch The Rock either.
The Rock was the fucking funniest shit talker.
Yeah.
Yes. Like all his jabroni and
either you loved him or you hated him.
They were just hilarious. Just
yeah.
I mean, just the premise of it, dude. It was just funny as hell. I'm not a big fan now, but.
You don't like his stuff now,
no,
like movie-wise?
I like his movies. I'm just not like a big fan of wrestling.
Oh, wrestling, yeah.
But like when he was in wrestling, he was very entertaining. He definitely made the show.
Very cool. Yeah, no, I never got into wrestling after, like I said, the Hulk and the
Hulk.
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior and then Sting and who else?
I like how this went from like Grumpy Cat to
wrestling.
So I was raised in a very religious home. And we weren't allowed to watch wrestling. There was a lot of stuff that we weren't allowed to watch.
Yeah,
that and they had costumes and like.
Wait a minute, I want to know the premise.
Undertaker.
Undertaker too.
Yeah, like that's
I want to know
and shit like that.
But I want to know what the premise is between the costumes and why it's not something you can watch. Is it because
just because the costumes resemble like Halloween a lot. They had the scary mask and
so devilish
the Undertaker
kind of thing. Devilish kind of thing.
Like, yeah. So I mean, my parents and like I did for a while, but I don't blame them no more because my mom grew up without a mom and my dad grew up without a dad. So I know that they tried their best with what they had. But they were fucking gullible like a motherfucker.
Oh, really?
Oh, man. Yeah, like so in doing comedy here for, a little bit over a year now, I did another podcast previous to this, and I talked a little bit more on my experiences growing up as a Christian. And people loved it. You know, people commented and gave a lot of feedback.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, I didn't know that depth about church, and I didn't know, you know, stuff happened like that. I mean, I didn't get molested by no pastor, none of that shit. You know, like.
Yeah. Do you feel
Were
left
you
out?
upset?
Yeah. Do you feel left out? Like, were you not the chosen? No.
Nah, man.
Were you not bringing flowers? Is that why?
The only reason that I would go close to the pastors because my parents wanted me to shake their hand, or you know, they wanted me to get the blessing or whatever from the pastor. But my Sunday school teachers hated me because I always asked questions. I always had questions. I don't know if it's being smart or ADHD or whatever, but my mind was always running, and I always had questions, and because it's in the Bible, or because that's the way God made it, or the other good one that they love to use, God's things are not meant for human minds to understand, or however they word it.
Because I said so.
There's some word,
Yeah.
but like all of that, you know, I'm like, oh man, I always had questions, you know. So once I was 18 and I was able to make my choice, I went to one final church, because when you're raised thinking everything positive, everything good in life, thank Jesus, thank God, right? That's how you categorize. That's how you express, or your feelings go.
Yeah,
everything bad was because the devil and they're attacking and blah 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 blah. And once I left church, I had a hard time detaching from that, because everything I knew was Christian related. I would get moved by the preachings and whatnot, and I thought, oh my God, it's because the word is deep, the word of God is powerful. Nah, it's because that motherfucking pastor has really good stage presence. That's why you're fucking getting moved like that.
Yeah.
Because that motherfucker knows what he's doing, how he fluctuates his voice when it gets very low like this, when it gets very loud and exciting, you know. And it's like he knows what he's doing. And I caught on to that, you know. But, you know, growing up as a Christian, I hated it, man. I blame my parents a lot. I had a lot of grudge and a lot of resentment towards them, but now I understand that they just did the best they could, what they thought was the best for me. In which at that point, at the point where I was bitter, like in my 20s, I didn't see the blessings. I didn't see the gifts that I have developed due to church. You know, so due to church, I got not at church though, it was at school, but due to church, I got that bug for wanting to be on stage. Like, I wanted to be the main guy. I didn't want to be the preacher. I wanted to be the main guy that was singing and had the group behind them and the backup singers, and he will cue the piano guy for his solo. He'll cue the singers for their solo and whatnot. And that's who I wanted to be. I'm like, man, I want to be that. He dressed nice. He sings good. Everybody loves him. Like, I want to be that guy. And then I've always been gifted in music. Right, and there was this trumpet player. It was a new sound that was introduced to the church, and this was in my 5th grade.
Okay.
And in 5th grade, that's when the teachers go into the classroom, the music teachers, and say, "Hey, who wants to join band?" Blah 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 blah. Right, and I'm like, "Yeah, I would like to play." And they looked at my hands. They're like, "Well, you have good hands for a saxophone or a trumpet." And I'm like, "Oh, I want a trumpet. I want to play a trumpet." All right, cool. Go show up to this room at this time, this date. And I ended up, they gave me a trumpet, they gave me a note, and I went home and I practiced the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Like, they said, practice this. And it was just a basic C note. When I went there the next week, oh yeah, play that sound for me. No problem. Teacher looked at me, she's like, "Can I talk to you?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Have you ever played before?" "No." "You sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've never played before." "So no one taught you how to play that?" I'm like, "No, you told me last week how to grab it. You told me how to blow on it, and you showed me the note you wanted me to play, and that's what I played." She's like, how would you like to be in my advanced class?" I'm like, "Okay, sure. Let's go to the advanced class." So from there, my first high was at the advanced class. At the end of the year, the advanced class had a concert, and out of all of, I think it was like 50 to 70 students, only 3 students got to play a solo during that concert, and I got chosen to be one of them. So, playing, I was 10 years old, playing in front of, nice size school auditorium, and they're them cheering, and I'm like, what? Just being fucking nervous and just feeling my legs shake, but I'm gonna keep my hands strong, right? So I don't shake the trumpet, but I know my legs I'm fucking shitting bricks, man, and just it's another emotional point in my life, because my mom got up, all happy and crying and whatnot, right? And growing up, there wasn't a lot of emotion, in our house, right? Yeah. There was a lot of it felt like 2 families in one household. It felt like me and my brother, and then there's me and my brother, we live in this room, right? And then there's my mom, my dad, and my sister, and they live in the rest of the house. And everything, like me and him, we just kind of had to figure it out. I look up to him a lot, and I've learned so much from my brother. But just to see my mom up there and happy and crying,
Very
like
cool.
that was a rare moment, but that was the first time that I did really get that, man. I feel alive. Like, I feel great.
Yeah.
I remember we went out to eat pizza after that, and I was just on cloud 9 and all that. Later on, I got into choir in church, and I was always into music and stuff like that. But I'd love to sing. Like, I love to sing, right? So I did choir and all that other stuff that it just kept feeding the stage, the hunger for the stage. Like, I want to be seen, I want to be heard, and all of this.
So that kind of launched you to your comedy world. Yeah, your comedy world, because you wanted to be on stage.
It did, in a way, because when I left church, I categorized all of that with church, so I just basically threw that all away.
Okay.
But for years, I felt an emptiness, right, in me. And I would catch myself singing certain church songs. And the reason why wasn't because I'm feeling the spirit or because God had touched me or none of that bullshit that people want to put in my head.
God or
the reason priest?
Was... Remember, he didn't bring flowers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry.
But the reason was that because these melodies, these songs made me feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Just singing them, just the vibration of my throat, my head, my chest, just singing and doing it, like, and then the memory of me being in front of people and doing it and just the feeling of that.
Yeah.
It was great. Now what brought me to comedy was a few years ago, maybe like 5 years ago, I had thought about it. Right.
Okay.
Where it had popped in my head before, but then I would brush it off. But this time it just kind of stayed there. And I remember telling the next girlfriend, you know what, man, I think I want to do stand-up comedy. She's like, yeah, I could see that. I could see that in you. And that was the end of that for a few years. That relationship didn't work out, and I went through this long time of depression, of just beating myself out and self-defeating behaviors and playing the victim role, playing the role of, oh, poor me, everyone's out to get me, and there's no good women out there, and there's no good people, and no one loves me, and all this other, just self-defeating, negative, bitter crap. Mm-hmm. And I remember my mentor. I talked to him one day after the Tuesday morning class, and he heard me out. I'm there crying to him because, like I told you guys out there before the show, like I'm a very passionate guy. As if you guys can't tell here. When I love someone, like I deeply care and love them. Yeah. But also when I hate them, like the hate is in that same intensity level. Mm-hmm. And
so you're kind of like an all or nothing kind of guy almost.
Yeah, and I show my emotions. I wear my emotions in my face, Like I'm a very emotional person. Like I could get loud. I could cry. A lot of stuff, I'm still dealing with. But I had this. I talked to my mentor, and once I basically blew my load of pity to him.
Sorry.
No pun intended.
Sorry. Didn't mean to laugh there.
He looked at me and he's like, Jonathan, when is the pity party over?
Yeah.
And I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Like, what? He's like, yeah, when is your pity party over? I'm like, fuck. I don't know. I can't tell you that. Obviously I'm crying in front of you. I'm a fucking mess.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, when do you think it should stop? When do you think it's this benefit for you to stop?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this motherfucker, I know what he did. He fucking sold me. So I'm like, okay, you're right. And, from that day, I was like, man, okay, I need to get this done. And I felt through depression, and, I hate when people say they act victim, they act like depression is a disease and anxiety is a disease and shit. Like, you know what, motherfuckers? I beat that shit with yoga, meditation, and a good fucking love, that rough love, when motherfuckers that you love tell you, dude, stop being a fucking bitch, get up and do something. You are better than this. Why the fuck are you moping around the house like you're some fucking loser with your head fucking down like some beaten dog when you're better than this? What the fuck are you doing? It hurt. It's fucked up.
If you use that voice in your head versus the other one, right? You use that positive voice, the one that kind of makes you drive.
Oh, and
that's what I mean. That's what's gonna make you beat the fact that it's.
I've learned that your self-talk is the most important thing in the fucking world. It's the most powerful tool that you have. Why? Because the way that you talk to each other, the way that we talk to ourselves, we won't even dare to talk to someone else like that.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, we won't even dare to tell and put down someone the way that we put down ourselves, our own self, for whatever reason, whatever we do.
Yeah.
So definitely that self-talk, that was the lesson I had to learn. And that's why I say depression is curable, anxiety is curable. I get people attacking me and they get pissed when I say this. Why? Because they still want to fucking play the goddamn victim role. They want to rely on a pill and all this other bullshit. It's just masking the problem.
Yeah.
It's not really helping the problem, And the problem is within. And what I've learned through my years is that every answer that you seek for whatever problem you have, you already have it in you. So I have a therapist. I see a therapist. I've been seeing this lady for maybe 4 or 5 years, man. I fucking love her. I started once a week for like 3 years. Now we're down to once a month. And she's like my emotional guide.
Yeah.
But what I've learned through her, the most important lesson that I learned through her is that I walk in there with my problems and she just fucking holds my hand and asks me a series of questions. At the end of the fucking hour, guess who's answering their own fucking question? This guy is.
Nice.
But everyone is like that, man.
Yeah.
We all put limits. We all put ourselves in this cage. Speaking of memes, there's this meme where this horse or a donkey is tied to a plastic chair.
Yeah, that took a weird turn.
Yeah. We heard. We heard.
Our mind went somewhere else first.
Fucking white people.
Yeah. It's quick the horse, not the animals.
You guys go to Mexico for a totally different experience.
We do. Yeah.
It's $20 in a back alley. We can't pass that up.
Yeah.
But so in this meme, he's tied to this $5 plastic chair, and this meme says we hold ourselves back, and that's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
Whatever that chair is for you, whether it's fear, whether it's shame, or whatever it may be, man. Like that's what it is. You need to get into yourself. You need to go dig, and we hate that shit. Why? Because we tell ourselves that we're pieces of shit, so we feel here that we're pieces of shit. Yeah. So we don't want to look at a piece of shit in the mirror. But guess what? It's just like having a bad fucking set when you're doing comedy. Yeah. The worst part of being a comedian, having to go back and listen to your sets, man. When you bomb, you're like, oh shit, I know how I felt there. Oh my God, I can't believe I said that. Fuck, did I really stutter in that word? Like, you're like cutting yourself down, you know. But
podcasting is the same thing. You go back and we go back to listen to some of our
first,
episodes.
But that's what makes you good, though.
Yeah, you have to,
and you have to learn from it. Because
yeah.
one thing that my mentor tells me, and he drills it, is how you do something is how you do everything.
Yeah.
How you run your podcast is probably how you're going to run your life. Probably the same way you're going to run your vehicle, your business.
Oh, so you don't put any effort in your life is what you're saying?
Oh, okay. Just like this. I show up.
Albert doesn't show up. He doesn't show up in life.
He doesn't show up in life, yeah.
And look, I've been on both sides of the coin, all right? I've been an alcoholic, a loser, alcoholic, and that's why I have to challenge myself and do these fasts. I have to challenge myself to be better. Why? Good. Because I know I'm better. Yeah, I know there's a lot more in me. I know that I believe I'm funny right now, but I know that I'm funnier. I know that I've even reached there.
There's always more to grow.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel that I found my voice, but now I need to grow that voice.
Yeah,
you know, because we were talking outside about when we did the competition for the first time, and I did not advance the first time.
Yeah,
man, that lit a fire underneath me like no other.
Yeah,
like I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck? That was some good material, and man, what the hell happened? And oh man, I can't believe this. And then you know, I had to swallow the pill and get back at it, man. Hit the mics again, keep grinding. And there was an option to come back in week 3, and I'm like, fuck this. In week 3, I'm not gonna be denied. I'm not getting denied in week 3. And sure enough, I made it in week 3.
Yeah.
And you know, from week 3 to the competition, which was about another 2 weeks, that was the same thing. Like, okay, I'm gonna bring some fucking fire. Like, I'm gonna bring the best I have. Like, if I go down, I'm going down swinging. And I mean, yeah, I didn't make it, but I'm glad. Like, I'm glad with the results.
You made it. I mean, you made it, and it was a tough competition for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying I didn't make it to the $300 finish line. You know.
Yeah.
But I was satisfied with the results, though. I was satisfied with the people that won. I genuinely agree that they were funnier than me. They brought, you know, better material, and you know, I'm coming for them next time.
Very cool.
I'm a very competitive person. Yeah. I'm very passionate about that, and it brought out this different animal in me.
Good.
Where I was hungry. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get this shit. I'm fucking hungry. Like, and that was my first competition.
Oh, okay.
That was my very first comedy competition, and I was just happy with the results. You know, I'm happy because, like I said, I feel I found my voice, and I appreciate it. Man.
And like I said, I mean, you definitely progressed from the first time we saw you to the second time, and to the third time. Like, it seemed like your material was getting better, or like you were delivering it better. Maybe it was some of the same stuff, but you were doing a better job as you were going. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I found out that I'm a very emotionally driven person.
Yeah.
And through stand-up, so I used to get, before stand-up, I used to get in a lot of arguments on Facebook. A lot of fucking dumbass arguments that are just fucking
Mark
pointless.
Does that too.
And, you know, it was just a waste of time. And at the end of the fucking day, it fucked up my day because, yeah, I felt like I won the argument, but... yeah, I had to fucking throw some low blows because they were throwing some low blows at me, and you know,
that's not what I do.
Go for it and send bad things. He gets banned all the time.
No, I don't get banned.
No, he does. He does though.
But I would argue, and what comedy has done for me is that it has given me a way to funnel that emotion, funnel that animosity in me. You know, to where, I don't know if you guys are Dragon Ball Z fans. No. Oh, man.
Good stuff.
Fuck yeah. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
So they have this thing called Spirit Bomb.
Okay.
Right? And he is like when he's getting all fucked up and he has no energy left, and the bad guy's about to win, and he stretches his hands up and he's like, everyone in the universe, send me your energy, right? And he builds this big old ball, and it gets bigger and bigger, right? And then his buddies have to go and distract the bad guy while he's generating this big ball and getting all the energy, and then he throws that ball at them, and he kills the bad guy, right? Nice. That's kind of how I am with my emotions and stand up.
Take it all in, and
like I would come in an argument or something would happen or whatever that I'm like, man, I could sit here and I could talk shit to you. So I did and this comes back to this what I was just saying here. I did stand up for a month, from October to November of 2017, and then I took 6 months off, which I was still going to shows and stuff, but I wasn't doing stand up. And at this time I was delivering for DoorDash.
Okay.
And I was waiting for an order, and some guy had posted something about I have undeniable proof that God is real. And I was like, all right, wise guy, I've heard it all, dude. I'm like, what you got?
So wait a minute. So you started a fight with somebody on Facebook because of that post?
Well, I wanted to hear the argument. I wanted to hear what
he had
proof
to say
that they have, right?
Yeah.
What undeniable proof they have, which I already knew what he was going to say. Like I said, I grew up in church. I know the ins and outs of churches and the business side of churches and just all this other stuff. So I've heard them all. I've heard how they train you to talk to people and argue and rebuke whatever they say and all this. So I've heard them all. And he said the same thing that someone said a couple years ago, and it was proof that God is real is to look around you, because everything that you see wouldn't be there without a God.
Yeah. That's
and I was like,
pretty blanketed.
That's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's as stupid as a parent, a kid asking a parent on Christmas Day, hey, where do all these presents come from? Santa. Oh, it's come from Santa.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know Santa's real? Well, look around you. If Santa wasn't real, none of this would be
there.
I'm like, dude, you got to come with more proof than that, right? So then, and actually, one of my jokes that I came back with was that scenario. I just couldn't present it the right way, but I still think that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So we argue a little bit, and then he runs out of steam. So what everyone does when they run out of steam, he'll start going to my profile, start pulling out pictures, and look at this, like making fun of my appearance or my hair or whatever.
I'm guessing this is probably just some religious guy, or was he like a pastor? Because that'd be hilarious if you're fighting with a pastor.
No, it was some random dude.
Random dude, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. So I get my phone. I was gonna write him some shit, just roast the fuck out of him and roast his fucking daughters, and I'm like, you took off the gloves, homie. Now it's fucking. But then I remember I was like, is this even worth it? Yeah. I'm gonna fucking roast the fuck out of him. I'm gonna make him feel like shit. I'm gonna talk shit about, his family and whatnot. And I'm gonna win. But I'm also gonna feel like a fucking dickhead afterwards. I'm gonna fucking have that negative feeling like, fuck, what the fuck did I just do? Why did I just do that? Like, fuck, I'm better than this. So what I did is I put my phone away, and I had my backpack with a yellow pad and a pen, and I just started writing. And then the first Monday of May of last year, of 2018, which was on a Monday, I went to an open mic at the Loft again that was ran by John Carney. I forget his name. But good dude.
Yeah.
And I showed up, and ever since then, man, I've just been hitting mics. Recently,
so you should thank God.
I probably should, right?
For
Some religious,
the religious guy that opened your eyes to go to comedy, because it almost seemed like that guy kind of pushed you into the world almost a little bit,
the comedy world,
because it seemed like that all that anger that you had towards that guy turned into something good.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
was
I mean?
able
So
to
that's
divert it into
something positive, which is kind of the path you're going,
at least
right?
an attempt to have a good set.
Yeah. That's good. Because obviously your first set's going to be probably not the great. I mean, anybody's, right? The first time you go up, there's going to be probably a bomb situation.
So the hardest part about going back up was the build up to it, right? When, at least for me,
the anxiety and everything. Probably.
Okay, I signed up. Fuck, I should just go home. Damn, I don't know if I want to stay here. And then I would start trying to find all the excuses. Oh man, I think I left this on, or man, I gotta go do this, or man. And there was a few times that I did leave, or a few times that I did not perform. But for the most part, once I got past that, it was like, okay, I'm up here already and whatnot. Then my mentor had asked me. He asked me what my pre-stage routine is. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
You don't have a pre-stage routine?
Right.
I'm like, no. And so he worked with a lot of personal development, big speakers like Tony Robbins, and they host big seminars, public speakers. And he was like, every single one of them has a routine because they have to get in the right mindset. They have to be in the right energy. They have to summon whatever makes them that. They have to summon that before they get on stage. And I'm like, that's interesting, So I was listening to Joe Rogan. I'm a big Joe Rogan podcast fan. Definitely has helped me out comedy-wise a lot.
Yeah.
But this particular time, I was listening to Joe Rogan. And, fuck. What were we talking about?
Story of my life right now, dude.
I mean, typically that's me that happens. Deep. Joe Rogan basically helped you with your material. That kind of where you're going with that, almost, sort of. Not with your material, but with being in the comedy.
To getting on my ritual to get on stage. Yes, that. And, so what he talked about, he was talking to a different comic, and the comic was like, yeah, I saw you at the store last time, and then I was talking to you, and then I turned around, and you were gone. And then I looked down, and you're like folded in half. And Joe Rogan's like, he kind of chuckles. He's like, oh, yeah, I like to stretch myself out a little bit before I go up on stage, get loose, get everything out, get all the kinks out, and this, that. And I'm like, because I do yoga. I'm big on yoga. I fucking love yoga.
How many times do you yoga a week?
2 times a week.
Nice.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Very cool.
Well, that's the ideal, right?
Yeah, that's what you shoot for, right?
I'm able to do 4, but I shoot for Tuesday and Thursdays.
Yeah.
And I normally make it to 1 per week. And if I don't, I feel like, fuck, man, some stuff.
Gotta go,
I gotta go there.
I've never yogaed. I'm wondering if it's something worth it. Yeah? Yeah, you've yogaed?
Yeah.
Have you yogaed? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love it, man. It's helped me out.
Kind of opens up your mind. Does it open up your mind a little bit? Kind of gets you. That's what they say, right?
And it
kind
does
makes you,
because, well, at least the type of yoga that I do, we do like a slight, slow, short meditation to set the intention of our practice, and then after we do another slow meditation, to thank ourselves.
Very cool.
And that's definitely helped me out mentally and whatnot. But going back to the pre-stage routine, I started doing that. Now that I know who goes before me, I started stretching, and it definitely does get me in the right mindset to where I'm not nervous. I don't get that kind of panic attack before I get up on stage. I'm kind of ready for it.
Yeah, you built a routine, so you're ready.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know if you guys ever taken mushrooms, and
yes. Good segue.
You don't.
I have not.
But you don't. So mushrooms, they. Long story short, they help
opens your mind, right? In a sense.
Not only that, but they help you to be with what is, to just be.
Just be in the moment, kind of thing.
Be in the moment. Just
don't
worry about what happened.
Every trip
don't worry what's gonna happen next. Just be where it's at here. Love yourself, like we're here,
Yeah.
And
I agree.
That's what
I agree.
I had a lot of stuff, where I'm thinking, oh, well, what about this? What about that? And when I got in my mushroom trip, it would it magnified that. You know, you would. That's what people call bad trips.
Yeah.
But I don't consider that a bad trip. All it was a part of my brain that I did not want to face.
It makes you address things
that
does. You normally wouldn't address.
I recently went to Fossil Creek, and I ate 4 grams of mushrooms before we did our mile hike to the waterfall. So by the time we got to the waterfall...
None of this sounds fun to me, by the way, but keep going.
Oh, no, it was magical. By the time we got to the waterfall, I was feeling them. And I had my orange juice, and, you know, like my group, they were swimming in the waterfall and all this, and I'm just kind of standing there just like, wow.
Was it a group event of mushroom taking, or was it just you on a hiking trip?
So
trip with other people that were normal?
Yeah, no, it was just me. They knew what I was doing.
Okay.
You know, but I wasn't driving, so I'm like, dude, I'm gonna enjoy this trip. Yeah. And doing mushrooms on nature, it totally makes you view it in a different way.
Yeah.
Like now, I would notice clouds, and I would notice the light going through the clouds, and I would notice different colors, different shades. But this particular trip, I was at the waterfall, and just hearing that running water and crashing and whatnot, that was a trip. Like, it was just taking me to this portal inside of my brain, and I had certain issues there. You know, I was there was this ex-girlfriend, you know, that did me pretty bad, and I was kind of in the depression, and she came back, right? And she was messaging me every day and whatnot, and, you know, I still have feelings for her, but I know that this is not gonna happen, right? And I told them, but we were still talking, and, you know, part of the issues was like, what the fuck are you doing here, dude?
Yeah.
Like where is this going? Like, you know, this is not gonna happen. Why are you still answering or calling? Like,
it makes you address things that you normally
that was something
wouldn't
that I had
address.
addressed. So that and something else that had happened in a different scenario with different people. But by the time I came back, by the time that everyone was done having fun, I just laid there. And I stared at the sky, and I tripped out on clear skies and the waterfall sound. But once everyone's like, all right, man, we're good. We're ready to go. Started a hike back to the car. I was done peaking, but I was done. I had resolved all my issues. I already knew what to do. I already knew as soon as I got home what I was going to do. And as soon as I got home, I'm like, hey, we need to talk. Make sure it's uninterrupted. And I let them know. You know, I let her know, hey, what the fuck are we doing here? You know, like, and like a few days after that, she stopped messaging me. She stopped calling, and I'm like, cool.
Wow.
But yeah,
So
I mean, the
mushrooms are the answer.
I mean, yeah,
they help you find the answer.
If you have an issue, you know, any issue that you want to figure out, like, you definitely want to dig in there.
It'll help you get clarity.
So you look. Here's the thing: like, a lot of people like to categorize you as something negative.
Yeah.
For example, hippie, right?
Yeah.
That was a derogatory. I said that word.
No, you're right.
But that's a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
That's like, you know, you don't call people that because that's bad. But people like to categorize you because they're not willing to go as far as you. Now, hallucinogens, they've been around for centuries. Mm-hmm. Even the Eskimos used to go on like 40-day fast until they start hallucinating.
Hallucinating?
There you go, hallucinating.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, English is my second language, if you guys haven't picked that up yet. But every civilization has had it, you know, and that's how their medicine got started. That's how, you know, they cured a lot of stuff. But now we're westernized, and now weed, mushrooms, and LSD is Category 1 felony. You know, it has no medical value according to them. Like, and I'm not a big conspiracy theory, but I think that is a conspiracy right there. Like, there's a reason why. You know, because it makes you question things. It makes you fucking think outside of the box. It makes you, like, you know, so growing up in school, all they did is they programmed you to show up at work, wear the uniform, wear your name tag, shut the fuck up, and regurgitate what they want you to say.
Yeah.
Like, that's all the school is. Even if you go to college, you know, people want to, I'm a college grad, my degree, my master's, blah, blah, blah. for most people, all that means is that you're the dumbass that's like in $100,000+ in debt.
Yeah.
And getting paid maybe $20,000, $30,000, 40, 50 if you're lucky a year.
Yeah.
What the fuck does, the school and all that do for you? Nothing. They just program. So I went to college for a musical arts, right? Arts degree. And then I got there and I'm like, do I really want to go through college just to go work at a studio and still be miserable as fuck? Like, because I know a few, poets, musicians, rappers, singers, and all of them have and they're pretty big names out here. Yeah. All of them have a cubicle job that they're fucking miserable and they fucking hate. It's like, do I really want to go to college to have that life? No, fuck no. So I was going to personal development. I'm like, you know what? Let me see business. Let me go try a business here in college.
Yeah.
Be your own boss.
Bullshit. All they were teaching me is to fucking work for a higher paying corporation, bro. Like, it wasn't even like, it was business, but business that you need to know to run. Their company.
Yeah.
Not to make your business, not to build your legacy.
Yeah.
Now they do have some half-ass small business class, and I took them, and it was a fucking joke. But all you're being programmed is to fit in this category, and most people are living it, and they don't even realize. Most people don't know. Like they're unconsciously incompetent. They don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
And some people are just consciously incompetent. They just don't want to do what they know.
Go through the motions.
And that's most people, like that's why people get the results they do, and that keeps going on and on.
Very true.
It's just a cycle, man. Everything is in your heads, and we don't give ourselves credit for how much we could do, how much we could push ourselves. Like if you tell people, talking about putting people in categories, you tell people, hey, I'm gonna run a mile. Yeah. What, are you crazy? I could never do that. Shit, not with that fucking shitty attitude, you can't.
No.
Like you definitely not with that one.
It's never that I never want to. It's just I don't want to.
Hey, that's perfectly fine. But to think or to categorize someone that does it as crazy because you don't want to challenge yourself like that. Like, and you can see that with a lot of stuff. Like let's take fat people for example, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, me and Mark are listening.
Yeah. I bet you guys probably have a fatter friend that you guys are like, look at this fat motherfucker.
Do we?
Do we?
I don't. I guess we're the fat friends.
Yeah, we're the fat friends.
We're the fat
You're
friends.
the ones getting pointed at.
Yeah, we're the ones everyone else points at us, I guess.
Yeah. You're the key for the example.
Yes.
Jacoby said, real talk, bro. Real talk.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Nice.
We love your ice cream, Jacoby. We love your ice cream.
Yes, that was some good stuff. He hooked it up after one of the boycotts performance. He hooked us up with some free samples.
So good.
Nice.
It was
good. So good.
Blow Your Mind Sweets, delicious ice cream.
Yes.
Delicious. By far the most delicious ice cream I've ever had.
Agreed.
Yes, sir. Guarantee. I will.
Do you want to roll into?
Let's go ahead and let's just talk. Let's touch on.
You know what I just realized through the rest of this podcast, which I probably should have realized while we were talking outside before the show, was you're a talker, dude.
I told you I could fucking talk forever.
He said that before we came in here.
Dude, I was like, wow, man. But you
I guess I wouldn't have thought that either. I wouldn't have thought that he would have had so much to talk about.
I've been through some stuff, and I feel like I just broke out of depression, and I just broke out like last year.
You feel
last
like
year was my year of awakening. This year is my year of really coming out and like breaking out and going after what I want to do, So, but it took a while. One thing that my mentor keeps beating on me is every master was once a disaster.
Yeah.
Meaning nobody, whoever the fuck you look up to, they weren't born that way. They had to create themselves to that image. They had to work hard to that shit.
Some of the people I follow, just for like motivational for myself, they had to hit the low, right? They had to hit that point where like I know where low is, so I don't need to be there anymore. And I felt like I could relate.
And you have to look.
Yeah.
Talking about school, you could learn. You can learn swimming in a classroom, right?
Yeah.
You can learn the names of the strokes. You can learn how to breathe, how to count in your head. You could learn all this stuff, right? When do you really learn how to swim?
When you experience.
When someone pushes you in the
swim.
fucking pool
Yeah.
and you start kicking your legs and paddling your arms.
Yeah.
After that, you don't know how to swim. Although a degree says you know how to swim, but you don't know how to swim. You definitely need to hit rock bottom. There is nothing happens without pressure, without pain. Nothing grows without having to dig it out. You don't have a fucking story if it's not coming out of pain. You don't have something that's going to captivate and get people. Why? Because talking about pain, everyone goes through pain. Everyone goes through a lot of shit. The thing that happens is that now we like to isolate ourselves and think that I'm the only one this has happened to. Oh, poor me. Oh, this and that. No, it's happening to every fucking body. You, everybody's going through similar shit. They may have different names. They may have different ages,
how you
different
deal with
sexes.
it, how you deal with it, and how you turn into something positive if possible, or how you fix it. Right? That's how it comes down to.
So you can't control. You cannot control what happens to you.
Right, but I mean, it's
what you could control is how you respond to what happens to you, and that's what we need to control. A lot we love to say, "Oh, well, I just can't control that." Bullshit. You just don't fucking want to control that.
Yeah.
But your excuse is you can't control that.
Yeah.
And there's so many examples like that. So, for example, I don't say the word try. And if I do, I catch myself and I apologize about that. Because
either you do or you don't.
Exactly. There is no trying. You're either doing or you're not doing.
You bring up do or you don't. We actually have a video of a guy that was trying to do or you don't.
Is that what this is?
He's trying to get famous off of Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he's trying to do. So I have two different angles based on this.
This is the second angle.
Nice.
This is the second angle.
No,
do
the first angle first. Yeah.
Oh, this is the second angle. So hopefully it works.
Oh well, we got a clock ticking. You should have had it ready.
It was on my phone, dude.
Technology's amazing, except for when it's not working for you.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not working.
Yeah.
It's
Apple.
Try again later.
Try again later. Way to go, dude.
All right, let's try the first view because that one worked earlier.
So for anyone that has not watched the video,
that's the second one.
No, this is the second view.
That's the other angle.
Here we go. So what happened was that somebody jump kicked Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Once they can actually see the video, or not. Jeez, way to go, dude.
You're the one jumping the gun. I'm sitting there going to the other one.
I told you to get it ready while he was talking about his thing. What?
Hello? Sorry.
Or not. Maybe not today.
Sorry. Hopefully.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Play. So somebody...
All right, so here's the video. Oof. So it's a jump rope competition or something.
Yeah. But he's also, he's like taking a video like, hey...
Somebody. Like a selfie. And Arnold's having a blast.
He is.
He's still buff like a
Heck yeah, he is for being 70.
Hell yeah.
Look at those Adidas's, though.
I know, they're nice and clean.
Crisp. This guy, he fucking jump kicks this kid, or this dude, or Arnold. Yeah. Jump kicks him.
Arnold didn't even fall.
No, he didn't. Nothing.
So
that's why I wanted you to play this second, but... If you go to the first video,
the first one looks like he falls.
The first video, well, he gets pushed into a bunch of people. The first video though shows, or not shows, you hear the audio. Listen, all right, listen.
Here's the first video. So Arnold's taking photos, having fun, and then it stopped.
Way to go. All right. So, anyways, this dude jump kicks Arnold, right? And the kid goes, "Help me! I need a Lamborghini."
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
So, as a do or you don't, that's where the connection to do or don't. Like this kid, took the initiative. He did a do, right, to try to get internet famous, which he is obviously, apparently, because we're not the only ones watching this video and the other angles of it.
I wonder if that was a bet. I wonder if his like uncles or buddy was like, "Hey, I bet you can't get his attention, dude." And he's like, "Fuck that! I bet you I can."
Yeah, let me fucking jump kick him.
Let me do this WWF double kick to the back.
Seriously,
For real.
Jacoby said that was some bullshit. I would have fucked dude up.
Jacoby, I can see you doing that. I can see you fighting him for sure.
But yeah, so come to the do you don't. Like he could have like just waited around and like tried to get a picture with Arnold, right? Versus like I'm just gonna fucking jump kick him out of nowhere so I can get fucking on YouTube or some video. Like
I gotta make this memorable,
right?
He's gonna remember me forever.
And Arnold, all he's sitting there trying to do is showcase somebody that's actually doing some fucking work.
Yeah.
With the jump rope.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
he's not even like.
That's really who should be getting the spotlight here. Is her.
Yeah, she's
fucking doing some work.
Yeah, that kick was,
dude. That guy looked like he was about to kill him.
Though. The guy that jumped on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's his bodyguard that basically dropped the ball. Really. He should have saw that guy running towards him.
Seen it coming.
He should have saw a dude full speed.
Someone got fired that day.
Yeah.
If you hear those last seconds, he's like, "Help me! I need a Lamborghini."
I'm gonna let you go because mine is worse than that.
I would keep the money.
You're gonna keep the money? Yeah, that's probably where I was gonna.
Simple, yeah,
that's probably where I would go too. I mean, I like the whole in your own, like what you do when you're like by yourself or doing the right thing kind of thing. That's kind of how I roll with things.
But it's money. Fuck it.
But it's tough. It's tough. I mean, because if you play out the scenario in your head, if you turn the money, you might get a reward, right? Possibly, or the police department just keeps it because no one claims it.
Yeah,
and then you lose out on that money. Obviously, you did the right thing, but I guess I'd look at it. I don't know. I mean, I'd probably end up keeping it. Maybe spend some of it and turn in the rest.
I'll come back.
That way, that's true. Then I get burned somehow. I get arrested on the way with tons of money undocumented.
Well, where there has to be a scenario to it, right?
Okay, so you're at the beach.
Yeah.
Right, and this is a kind of a segue into where kind of this came from. So there's a movie on Netflix called Cocaine Island. Have you seen it?
Yes.
You've seen that?
I've seen it.
I haven't seen it yet.
There's a thing on Netflix. It's kind of a documentary. It's actually pretty good. So the kind of scenario came from, but the question came from somewhere else. But it made me think of that when I read that question. And Cocaine Island on Netflix is basically about this story about this guy in Florida who walks around the town telling everybody about the story when he was in Puerto Rico, that this bag of cocaine washed up onto this beach like 30 years ago, and he didn't know what to do with it. He would like to he wished it was money, but it was cocaine. It was a big duffel bag full of it. Didn't know what to do with it, so he just buried it out in Puerto Rico somewhere. Told all the people in Florida 30 years later about it. Everybody in the town was like, just crazy guy with no shoes telling the story because he really was just some dude that just told the story. No one really believed him. One guy thought, okay, well, if this is a great idea, then maybe it's something. He kind of him and this other guy that he knew is one of his son's friends, went to Puerto Rico, not dug up. They were looking for it, the money. Had an idea of where it was. And then basically, long story short, he ends up getting in trouble because some of the people he was dealing with was involved with the police. Like it was basically a sting operation where he gave them this treasure map to go find it. They brought it to him in the U.S., supposedly. He got it out of the trunk of the car, and then that's when they busted him.
Oh,
yeah.
what?
So the whole thing was they basically brought the cocaine from Puerto Rico to him, and he was going to distribute it in the U.S., and that's how their premise was to get him. So that's kind of the idea where it kind of fell as far as like you found something. What would you do with it? And when I saw that movie, I was like, that's kind of a crazy idea. I mean, like, cool if it's, and it was a true story apparently. I mean, that's the way they made it seem. I don't know. I didn't look into it. Did you know of it before you saw it?
No. But I know about a lot of the reference they did there. With,
So to piggyback off of what you said, like what you put out in the universe, you get back, right? So, personally, I would keep it. The money. Yeah. Back to our scenario. I'm keeping it. I would do something good with some of it, and the rest of it would help venture whatever this podcast. Whatever
you donate it.
Whatever, yeah.
Charity.
But I would do a little bit of both. Like I would help others and I would help myself.
To help your karma card.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's what good comes to turning it in? Because any Joe Schmo can be like, yeah, I lost $250,000.
I mean, like I said, you get a reward.
You turn it in, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you will never know.
That's why.
And at the end of the day, it's like doing something nice. If you do it for what you get in return, you're probably better off not fucking doing it.
Yeah.
You know, if you do it because it comes from the goodness of your heart. You know,
well, that's why I would. That's why I would do like
good things
I would
with
keep it and be like, all right, I'm gonna
who
go.
Knows? I mean, the other side of it.
I'll go fucking start a soup kitchen. I don't care. Like, I'll do something to help this. I'll help the community. Like, I won't do.
Who knows? Like,
I won't do that much shitty things with. Like, I won't do that much stupid things with it. Like,
not that many.
I won't fuck up that much.
Yeah,
just a couple of bales of.
I won't buy that much cocaine.
Yeah,
with it. Like,
I was thinking like a bale of mushrooms.
Temptations to a minimum.
Yeah,
the minimum. But I will start a soup kitchen with it. I'll do both.
Because who knows? Like maybe the money you find is not legal money, right?
True.
It could be. I mean, who knows what it is? It could be
a good cause.
It could be drug money that you found.
It's either going to sit and lock up forever, right?
Yeah.
And eventually you might get it.
But then again, if you did turn it in,
it could be drug money, and
if you turn it in, then no one's going to claim it.
Finds out that you have it.
Oh, that's
you're better off turning it in, man.
Yeah. And that's why that cocaine movie kind of made sense.
Stop being real, man.
That's why that movie kind of was.
Let me live my fantasy.
That's why that movie kind of seemed possible, right? Because it was 30 years later. Because if you think about it, if it would just happen, those dudes are looking for that bag of cocaine. You know what I mean? It was I don't know how many was it, like 10 kilos or something, or it was.
I've seen that movie a couple years ago.
Did you? I just saw it recently, like a couple weeks ago. But yeah, no, that's I'd probably keep it, and I'd probably try to do good things too.
Both.
Piggyback off of you.
Both. Yeah, do both.
You know what's good on Netflix?
What's that?
It's this series called Explained.
Explained.
Yeah, and it's just has
where they explain things like
or two. Yeah, and I'm big on that one.
I'm a big documentary kind of watcher. Like I love watching that stuff, and just sounds very, I don't know, lame, but I just love learning about different shit. Honestly, no matter what it is, whether it's something I agree, rather it be something I don't agree with, or you know what I mean, or that I do agree with, and it's just like, just to get other perspectives on things is just.
That's key, man.
Yeah, it is. It's a way to. That's a way to live life. Because if you live one way, there's no way. You need to
have people argue and challenge your point of view. Like, exactly. You need to have people challenge, because you need a question. Hey, if what I'm doing, what I think, what I believe, is this right? You know, like I went even further. I went even to the point where, why do I like this? Why do I believe this?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck this.
Yeah, see, I've been down that rabbit hole.
You need that, but then you also need to have the open mind to say why.
Yeah.
Like, these people are saying the opposite of what I'm thinking of.
But why, or where's the source coming from, too,
let me go research it. You need to have that open mind of
definitely. You know, one thing growing up as a Christian is they taught us that to never be wrong, right? You're never wrong because you have the truth. They taught
you to be closed-minded.
You have the truth, the light, and whatever that verse says. But that is, and that's one thing that kind of where me and my parents would butt heads. You know, like they were very close-minded, and I'm just very open-minded. I want to learn. I want to try different stuff and discover and experiment. And they're like, oh no, es que Dios and God and the Bible, and I mean, it got to the point where I'm like, fuck, just shut the fuck up about the Bible for one goddamn conversation, just one conversation without mentioning the fucking Bible or God or Jesus.
So they basically slammed it down your throat, which is why you probably
said earlier,
were not.
They are gullible.
Yeah,
man. They are
ate it up.
Yeah, they are like hardcore, and I love them.
I mean, that's what some people do. That's
you
got to
accept everyone for who they are and learn from that. Because although maybe you don't agree with a certain lifestyle that they choose or whatnot, like I agree with a lot of other stuff. A lot of the stuff that they stand for, a lot of the stuff that my parents taught me. Like integrity. If you say you're gonna be there at this time, you fucking be there at this time.
Yeah.
If you say you're gonna do this, you better go do that, and that type of stuff. Like just so. Hey, they have an imaginary friend and they have an imaginary enemy. More power to them. We just don't talk about that. But
yeah.
Still love them. Still accept them, man.
Very cool.
Well, let's start to wind this down.
Not to mention that you have let's talk about a little. Let's talk about your events that you got going on.
Tell us where you're going to be. Tell us where we can find you on social media. Tell us all the good stuff.
All right. So you could find me at Ponciano Comedy on my Facebook page. That's Ponciano Comedy. And
the Italian version.
I post all my events there, and I do a shitty job, actually. I need to do a lot better job. But you can also follow me on my regular Facebook page. I do host a bi-weekly open mic. It's a little bit different. It's not like a regular comedy open mic. It's more like of a short storytelling mic. But you could get up multiple times. You don't have to just blow your load on one fucking time up there.
Second time you said that, I like that.
you could cut your setup.
You blew your load twice with us today. It's awesome.
Hey man, there's two down there for a reason, right?
Yeah.
I'll get it 2 more times before he leaves.
Oh, look at that.
So
Mark's a giver.
That is at the High Side Bar here in North Phoenix. Every other Thursday. It's called This Is My Story, and I'm sticking to it. So keep an eye out for that one.
Very cool.
And right now I am guest hosting the High Side Sunday Night Comedy tonight. So
Very
I'll be
cool.
there tonight, if you guys are available, come down and it's going to be a great show.
This
Very
show
cool.
will drop probably right before you, or as you're going on. But anything more recent, or like coming up? Are you going to be at Toso's or anything? Any other venue?
I don't have nothing set yet.
Okay.
I just kind of play it by ear. And
Are you on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that?
I don't have a comedy Instagram.
Okay.
And I don't have a comedy Twitter.
After tonight, I'm sure. Just joking.
What do you mean? What?
No, because I just mentioned it.
Oh, like you should get one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I bust my load on Facebook only.
Nice. It's third time.
To give you not so much advice, but with social media, what we've realized, all of us hate social media. Well, I wouldn't say Albert doesn't really hate social media. Me and Scott are not in favor of social media.
We're just not big users, which is kind of like sounds like you are.
I'm a huge user in social media.
Because you have to be.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. But even beforehand, like I quit Facebook for like a year, and it was like the best year of my life. Well, not really the best year.
I've never started
social media wise. It was like, oh my god, I'm not in tune with anything, right?
Yeah.
We started this podcast, and we realized that we need to be everywhere always. And that's helped us grow that much further. So we have a Twitter, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have other avenues of getting Reddit. Yeah, we have Reddit. Yeah, there's the other avenue.
No, that one doesn't really count.
It's just a matter of we've been out there, and maybe we don't post as much as others do, but essentially,
as soon as our intern shows up,
yeah.
Then...
Well, the thing is with Instagram, like you can post on Instagram and it'll post to your Twitter and your Facebook, so you can drive everything from there and spread the wings. So you don't have to be everywhere, but it just helped a lot. And then you just hashtag everything too. That kind of helps. That's my 2 cents. Sorry, I didn't mean to
I have no sense to give.
No, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna keep my shirts and my design. My
Instagram it up.
I'm definitely gonna start. I started hashtagging it on Facebook. I don't know how that works, but I'll definitely you'll be seeing be the black sheep.
Dude, experiment with hashtags. Just experiment with them. Just throw like a random one out there to see if it's throw ones that relate to your shirt. Like those hashtags, you'd be surprised in what they do. They're just I don't know, because I've thrown random ones out there with our podcasts and episodes, and then all of a sudden, we got a couple extra views just because of it.
Nice.
So it's just one of those things. I really appreciate that you came on the show.
Yes, John. Thank you,
guys
buddy.
for having
Everybody
me.
needs to make sure that they check out us on 2.5amigos.com, all of our social medias, Amigospc. Email us. Email a question over to John at 2.5amigos.pc@gmail.com. Thank you for coming on, dude.
Awesome.
High
Thank you.
fives.
It was fun.
Hugs and kisses.
Hugs and kisses. So we've all done hydrate before, correct?
Yes.
When we did hydrate, it was a good experience.
Like a
I think.
revitalizing
Yeah.
experience. It was it's like a revitalizing for for after a workout, for after you have a hangover, which was Mark's case.
Well, I didn't, and that's the thing. Like with hydrate, like I didn't have a hangover. Like
Afterwards, yeah.
we did hydrate, and everything that went through, it just the next day I woke up as if I didn't drink at all the previous night before.
And they have different levels of of the hydrate. It doesn't always have to be for
Pre-workout, post-workout,
Yep.
it works.
Yep, definitely. It
What
does.
did you feel, Scott, when we did it?
It was a good experience. It made me feel very able to work out the next day, and it made me feel
Energized.
energized. Yeah,
Energized,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
the whole. You could tell like it had.
It gave you a little-
The electrolytes is that boost. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
kind of gave you that energy to get through your.
It gave you a
your
little
workout,
oomph,
right? Like
right? It gave you that-
your bump the next day.
Yeah.
So it was really good.
Okay.
I liked it.
You definitely want to check out Arizona hydrate.com, period, and go onto their website, right?
Yeah.
They also have an app for Android and Apple, so make sure you check that out. If you use Amigos10 with a capital A, they will give you 10% off of any of the packages that they have.
Cool.
Check it
Very
out.
cool.
It's definitely a good pre-party, post-party, pre-workout, post-workout. Yes, it definitely does what they sell. Like it's a great experience.
Try it out.
Sea Giant. So you want to go to that concert. You want to go to the big game. You want to go check out a soccer event.
Orchestra.
Orchestra.
Yeah, anything.
Anything that involves a seat
Yeah.
ticket, right?
Ooh, the Book of Mormon.
The
Great
Book-
show. Love it. Been there. Recommend it to anybody. Use Seat Giant. Get your tickets.
Yeah. Essentially, it's a Ticketmaster alternative.
It is.
If you end up using Amigos PC, then you get 3% off of the purchase. Yeah, the whole purchase of the product. So utilize that. It is a great alternative to Ticketmaster. The tickets are discounted. I mean,
Yeah, everything's
check 'em out.
everything's priced in your favor, and just to get the additional the money off is a win-win.
yeah, exactly.
So like next concert that comes in town, I'm going to use it honestly. So and it seems like it's something that's going to be worthwhile for anybody.
Yep.
Exactly.
Check them out.
We buy houses fast.
What does that mean?
Cash Now Homes AZ.
Howard, explain
Yeah.
that. What does that mean?
So
Albert.
basically, is if you're looking to sell and you don't want to deal with people coming into your house, realtor fees, all that stuff that comes along with selling your home, give us a call. Cash Now Homes. They'll buy your house cash, close on the date that you want. You don't have to make any repairs or anything. They buy it as is.
Nice.
Yep.
Very cool.
CashNowHomes.com, and we're on Facebook. We're everywhere.
No realtor fees, no tedious repairs that are needed.
Yep.
Fast closings,
Fast
right?
closing
Yes.
or closing on the day that you want.
So that's CashNowHomesAZ.com. Blow Your Mind Sweets.
Blow Your Mind Sweets. If you're on YouTube, if it comes on, you'll see behind us Blow Your Mind Sweets. It's a great sponsor that we have that supplies ice cream to all over the valley, and I think it even does California as well.
California, Washington, D.C., Arizona.
Yeah, so it's a whole...
So they do catering, but they're mainly known for their cheesecake-based ice cream.
Yeah.
And it is delicious. We
is.
had it on one of our episodes. Check it out.
The show that we had one of the founders on, Jacoby Country.
The ice cream's delicious.
Yeah,
like there's just
good.
no way.
And they only do, I mean, like they don't do any like shipping or anything. Everything's local.
Yeah, everything is
it's
taken.
all legit, good product, locally grown.